We're on the Hurricane Ian relief trip. I'm on my way now to Eric's place. Actually, I'm going to Kelly Ray's first in Florida. I am just now crossing the Florida state line. There's the Georgia Welcome Rest Center there. I'm getting ready to cross over the water here to go into Florida. Yes, there is a river you cross on I-95 to go from Georgia to Florida, or from Florida to Georgia, whichever way you're going, north or south. I started off pretty early this morning. Made a rather early getaway. Here we are, the St. Mary's River. But the border into Georgia, or into Florida, whichever way you want to look at it. This is what it looks like. Crossing in this way. It says rotate device. Okay, I'll rotate it. There we go. Let's see who is here. There's Sissy. Hello, Sissy. Well, I am now in the great state of Florida, the Sunshine State, so they say. Good morning, Mr. Lungy. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm in tow with chainsaws, rakes, gas cans. I got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff back here. Don't think I've forgotten anything. I'm going to pick up, I see I've already got gloves. I'm going to pick up safety glasses. I'm going to pick up, let's see, because I know Eric and I don't know about Brian, but I know Eric probably doesn't have any safety glasses where he is. I've had a chance to talk to him recently, and he has pretty high spirits. I mean, he's doing very well. His wife returned to work this morning, so she's up in Bradenton at work, and we are closing in on being able to take a whole bunch of stuff from his yard out to the street where FEMA will come by and pick it up. He had a bunch of trees removed. I think he had 7 trees removed from either his pool cage or his house yesterday. And so FEMA's going to come by and get those. And our job is basically going to be cleanup, trying to get everything cleaned up, brushed up, and back more or less to normal. And he's got a number of holes in his roof that we want to at least get something on temporarily until the insurance comes and works on fixing the problem. But he had a number of limbs and branches come through his roof, and a lot of water came in and has basically destroyed his ceiling wallboard inside the house, or ceiling tile, whatever it is he has, I'm not sure. And we are going to be cleaning up container after container of pine straw. Yay! We're going to be cleaning up pine cones and pine straw, everything that blew out of the pine trees, of which there are plenty in that area. Let's see, I still have to pick up a gallon of bleach. Got to pick up some other tools. Kelly Ray has graciously opened up her shop to me so that I can come and take whatever we need to work on cleaning up in the Northport, Port Charlotte area. My father's place needs all of the lanai screening replaced, which I can do because I placed it there in the first place. Seal and take down there and try to seal up and shore up his roof leak. And he has a couple of trees that need to come down, and hopefully they can just put them out front because I don't have a trailer on. I decided not to bring my trailer this time around, but if it takes putting them in the back of this vehicle and getting them where they go, I can unload and put the trees in here and take them where they go and unload them. Whatever it takes, doesn't make any difference to me. I'm here for the duration. I believe I will be here until Saturday. I mailed off pretty much everything yesterday that you guys purchased prior to yesterday, or actually Sunday. Yesterday I didn't make it out. I was going to leave yesterday and come down south, but I had a lot of things to take care of, to include the mail. And so I went ahead and I took care of that stuff before I headed out. The only thing that I missed, and I realized that I missed it this morning, is anyone who got in on the quarter pool, and that's all you got in on. I put all the quarter pool coins in other people's packages. However, if you only did the quarter pool, then I did not mail your items prior to leaving. So they will be mailed on Tuesday after Columbus Day, which is this coming weekend, and we'll get everything out and everything will be done as it needs to be. I'm also going to be filling the orders from the auction the day before yesterday. The Sunday auction that we held, the benefit auction, raised over $3,000, which will be used or given to Eric, my father, and another gentleman who I know who needs assistance. And Kelly Ray, if she needs anything prior to my traveling on into Northport to help Eric take care of his property. I do know that there are some rather large insurance premiums that had to be paid in order for the remainder of the damage to be repaired by insurance. We're going to try to cover some of that. So whatever we can do. The weather is rather beautiful right now. It is about say 68 degrees here in northeastern Florida. I'm actually only about 5 miles into Florida now, and skies are sunny. The air is rather dry, not a lot of humidity, so we should have a really good time cleaning everything up. I appreciate everything you guys did for me, or for us, the other day out here. Hello, Malcolm. The funds will be very well used by all of us to make sure that we have everything done needs to be done. There is another gentleman down in the Northport area who's a friend of Eric's who does not have the tools to remove a tree that's in his yard, so we're going to work on removing that tree. I don't really have anything else right now. It's just I want to let you guys know that I'm on the road. I started out at about 3:30 this morning. I got up at 2 o'clock and made sure that I had everything that I needed and loaded everything up and started on my trek around 3:30. I got into Georgia and was a bit tired, so I put my vehicle in a rest area and laid back and took about a half an hour nap, and I'm perfectly fine now. Let's see, I'm 19 miles from Jacksonville, Nassau County, Florida. You enjoy cutting the tree and cleaning up the wood, not so much? Yeah, I think I'm kind of there too. It'd be nice if I could just cut all of it, and as soon as I cut it, it disappears. That would be awesome. That is not going to happen. So I'm headed down I-95. I will be in Jacksonville in about 15 minutes. I'm going to be passing through Daytona, and I will get on I-4 in. So going to try to do it, we are going to try to do it anyways. We're going to have a couple of wheelbarrows. We've also got a couple of dollies that we can use to take the trunk pieces out. We're not going to split any wood. We're just going to round it and take it out. Mostly branch work. Find a good way to get the parts out, because this one particular tree we're going to be taking out is probably a good 10 feet around. 8 foot to 10 foot around circumference. And that's a little large. But we're here to try to tackle it anyway, whatever. We're going to do what we can. Thank you, Jesse. We are experiencing a wonderful day. It's going to be a great day today. Today I'm going to take a chainsaw to my friend John. We're going to be taking the chainsaw down there. He needs a chainsaw, some bar oil. It's kind of out in the country, so I'm going to take him a chainsaw and give him a little bit of relief. And I'm going to move on to my dad's place and start taking care of the trees in his yard with my other chainsaw. And that is going to be kind of a job for one person. It's 3 trees that are about 10 feet tall. And then I'm going to flex seal his ceiling, his roof up above his house, to see if I can clog up any crack that might have formed because of the hurricane. And then I'm going to enjoy the evening with my dad, maybe go get some fried chicken for him or something. And early tomorrow morning, I'll get up and work on the screen, fix the screens out in his yard, in his lanai, and then head to Eric's. I'll be at Eric's place most of the remainder of the week. We will probably do a live with the 3 of us together at some point. But that's all I've got. I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate, I really do. I appreciate all the help that you guys gave us. We are deeply indebted to everyone who participated in the auction on Sunday. If you didn't catch it, we made over $3,000. So that's going to be a wonderful use of some funds. I will need help climbing back on top of things once I get back home, though, because I used a lot of my own stock. Brian is signing those slabs. He's going to bring them down to Florida with him, exchange them over to me. He showed me the other items that he is preparing for disbursement. He signed those flip inserts as well, the free wheat RPMs that he is giving with each one of the coins that was auctioned that was his. I appreciate everybody. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope your week is a good one. I'm sure my week will be a good one. It'll be tiring, it'll be rough, but it's going to be good. You always feel good when you're doing something good for somebody. You always feel good when you're trying to help out. And well, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm running down the road feeling good about being in a place where I can help someone who was so devastated by such a powerful storm. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but Eric had nearly 150 mile an hour sustained winds at his house, and there were measured gusts in the area of over 200 miles an hour. That doesn't happen often. That's a very unusual thing. But it is now believed that there was possibly a tornado pass over his house during the hurricane, because one of the large trees that damaged his house was no longer there when they came to remove the tree. So evidently the tree hit the house and then flew away. And trees don't generally just fly away, you know. Let's see. Sissy, yes, my dad is back at home now. He's doing fine. That Sunday, let's see, what was it? Yeah, it was Sunday when I did the poker chip draw. I believe that was Sunday. I did the poker chip draw. Got a phone call from my dad during the poker chip draw, and my stepmother has had a wreck in their car, and so we're gonna work on assessing the damage there and figure out what to do about getting it to a place to get it fixed. Don't know exactly what all is going to come of that, but I will see. Just a great day to be alive, you know? You do things and realize I'm about to head into a zone where nearly 100 people, or probably over 100 people, died last week because of a storm. And you think about how bad you got it when they don't have the flavor Cheerios you want at the store, or figure how bad you got it when you overspent on those concert tickets and now you can't figure out how to pay your utility bill. Whatever it might be, doesn't matter. You don't have it bad, folks. You don't have it bad until everything you own and everything you have is changed in a lickety-split because of a storm. That's when you know you've got it bad. We had the remnants of Ian come through in North Carolina, and I remember during the storm hearing about how there were so many unfortunate people had branches drop in their yard. There were so many unfortunate people who got a little bit of flooding in their house. It's not to mitigate or minimize what happened in South Carolina and North Carolina the other day, but one of my best friends had his house nearly torn apart by the hurricane, and man, was he scared, and I would have been too. I don't blame him at all. It's one of those situations where you expect something different to happen, and when you decide that you're going to stay home, you're really taking a big risk. And he took that big risk, thinking that storm was going on the proposed path, and it did not go on the proposed path. It basically hit him smack dead center at his house. It's definitely an eye-opener when you're in a situation like that. I've been in that situation before with Hurricane Irma. Back in 2017, I lived right in the proposed path of the hurricane. Thursday, weather forecast looked fine. Friday, the weather forecast looked fine. We were going to get some wind. We might get hit just a little bit. Saturday morning, the proposed path of the storm moved so that the eye was going to hit the area where I lived as a Category 4 hurricane. Something like what actually happened to Eric. And we packed up our most cherished belongings, our dog, ourselves, some food, some tools, and other things like that, and we boogied. We got on the highway and left. And that was Saturday morning at 7 a.m. when I made the decision we're going to leave. We had packed everything that we thought was important enough to us to have to carry by 11 o'clock and left town. Now, to get from Bradenton, Florida, where I lived, to Birmingham, Alabama, is generally about a 5-hour trip. So a 5-hour trip from 11 o'clock would have been 4 or 5 p.m. Of course, 3 to 4 p.m. in Birmingham because that's in the central time zone. Keeping that in mind, we should have gotten there roughly 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We ended up checking into a hotel at 1:30 in the morning because of the traffic, the delays, the inability to get through, and just the fear that we could end up sitting on the highway in this parking lot on I-75 watching a hurricane blow through while we sit in the car. That was real. Nobody had any idea exactly what was going to happen or how long it was going to take us to get through or get out. We looked for hotel rooms in North Florida, none to be had. We looked for hotel rooms in South Georgia, none to be had. We looked for hotel rooms in South Alabama, none to be had. Hotel rooms were completely sold out throughout the entire region. We didn't actually get to a hotel that we could check into with Sherman until 1 o'clock in the morning. We went to sleep. We got up the next morning. We drove on up to Missouri to stay with family because we had no idea whether we would have anything to return to. So we drove and listened to the radio as we were driving. On that Sunday, after we got up in Birmingham to drive north into Missouri, as Hurricane Irma devastated parts of Naples, Florida, moved ashore as a Category 4 storm, it quickly lost its power to a Cat 1 hurricane before it hit our area. I don't know if anybody here is really familiar with the treatments that you put on the outside of a window that look like shutters, only they're just kind of like extruded foam things that look like shutters that you glue onto the siding. That's what we lost. One of those. We lost one of those, and in fact, it was laying in our yard, and our neighbor picked it up for us and took it inside their house. So when we ended up getting back home, all I had to do was have a container of silicone glue, which my uncle purchased for me as a gift, and I repaired my house with about a $5 tube of glue. So that was in actuality, we didn't need to go anywhere, and some of our neighbors didn't go anywhere. But I'm here to tell you folks, when you're staring down the barrel of a gun, what you think you're going to do will change, because what you think you're going to do can be completely different from what happens. And when that weather forecast came out that Saturday morning and said we were going to get hit by a Cat 4 hurricane, I was kind of done playing brave. It was time to go. And when we got back home and found out that it had not been bad, we were thankful that it wasn't bad, and we did not even one time look back with any regret on the idea that we left town. The fact that we left town was a great thing, because we didn't have to experience the storm. We didn't have to be a part of all that. We locked. When we left our garage was full of our neighbors' potted plants, patio furniture, and other things they wanted saved. So we helped our neighbors out by moving their stuff into our garage. We had another neighbor whose garage was empty because they had moved out. They were, watch where I'm going here. I'm in downtown Jacksonville. They had moved and their house was empty, so we parked one of our vehicles in their garage. We used our other vehicle to boogie up north, and it all worked out. Everything was great. So this unfortunately was not that. Eric and Melanie are very strong people. They are facing this as any pragmatic people would. They're just cleaning up as they go along. Eric said he'll probably be on this for 6 months before things return to quote-unquote normal. Now, we're going to try to make that a week or two shorter for him by coming and helping him for a while, see what we can do. Downtown Jacksonville, Florida, right here. Might flip the camera around, give you guys a shot instead of looking at me, right? Let's see what I can do about that. Okay, well, There. You can kind of see what I can see. Along with the arm where the camera is, you can see my rearview mirror. So I can't move that down any. And it would cover up my camera. But this is downtown Jax. And like I said, it's a beautiful day. It's a wonderful day outside. Well, folks, I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably end up catching up with you once we get to Eric's tomorrow. I'll be at Eric's for hours before Brian shows up. Brian won't be there until mid-afternoon. So I guess I'll check in with you then. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Be good to one another. You never know when things are going to completely change. Enjoy what you've got. I'll talk to you later.